I have a lottery. I have won a lottery and I want to invest, and I want to invest in golf course extension road.
So if you've got all the money, I'd like you to take you to Sector 16 right away. So I can always go to the Sector 59. If I have office there, it's going to take me 10 minutes.
Right.
But I don't want to be living right next to commercial buildings.
Sudhanshu, do you have something to beat this?
So these two projects actually shape the real estate investment in Gurgaon on Extension Road.
So yes, if you're a ready-to-move-in buyer and you're looking at a size of about 2,000 to 3,000 square feet, I think 59 is the best case.
We also have for 4,800, 5,000 square
Yeah,
feet,
I appreciate
neither
that.
of the sectors offer.
Right. You cannot compare these two micro markets.
So we are trying to be there.
I heard you when you were talking about.
गोल्फ कोर्स एक्सटेंशन रोड पर दो ऐसे सेक्टर्स की आज हम बात करने वाले हैं जो इस वक्त काफी ट्रेंडिंग है, सेक्टर 63 और सेक्टर 59। अगर आपके पास एक बिग चंक ऑफ मनी है और आप इन्वेस्ट करने की सोच रहे हैं गोल्फ कोर्स एक्सटेंशन रोड पर, और ये दोनों सेक्टर्स कैसे आपके लिए अच्छे हो सकते हैं, इनमें क्या कुछ खासियत है, जानने के लिए हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं यहाँ के रियल एस्टेट कंसल्टेंट्स who know these areas like back of their hand. We have with us Sudhanshu जो हमें बताएंगे सेक्टर 58 के बारे में, and we have with us सौरभ जो हमें बताएंगे सेक्टर 63 के बारे में. So let's begin. मैं यहाँ पर आपके सामने एक लेमैन पर्सन हूँ जिसे कुछ नहीं पता रियल एस्टेट के बारे में, बट आई हैव अ लॉटरी, आई हैव वन अ लॉटरी एंड आई वांट टू इन्वेस्ट, एंड आई वांट टू इन्वेस्ट इन गोल्फ कोर्स एक्सटेंशन रोड.
Okay.
So which sector is मोस्ट प्रीमियम, और आई कैन से कि जो मेरी नीड्स को फुलफिल करे, आप उस तरीके से मुझे समझाइए इन दोनों सेक्टर्स को. आई विल स्टार्ट विद यू सुधांशु. प्लीज टेल अस अबाउट सेक्टर 59.
So Sector 59 being one of the first sectors from the golf course road, it has got many things to offer to you. So it has got under construction projects and delivered projects. So you have a mix of both the options in 3 and 4 bedroom. Plus यहाँ पे जो commercial space है, that adds an advantage to the sector. Connectivity is very good. Pathways, Heritage School, New Southampton University. These are the universities and colleges which are in this sector. Plus hospital की जो proximity है, Max Hospital is hardly a kilometer and a half from this. So this acts as a very good mix of commercial, residential and entertainment zone for every residents who are residing in the sector.
So Reena, if you're looking at Sector 63, the unique thing about the sector is that number one, it is the centerpiece of the golf course road extension.
Okay.
Now, what I mean by that is that you're located in such a way that you are equidistant from the golf course road, you're equidistant from the Sona road. So this offers you multiple connectivities to all parts of the city. From a connectivity point of view, 63 sits between three major connecting roads. So one is a 84-meter wide road, which is a master plan road, which connects 63 to extension on one side. And in future, this is going to be connecting this part of the city to Sona. So that makes it very important. The second is it has one face of it on the main 60-meter wide road, which is also popularly known as the dividing road between all the sectors of the golf course road extension. And you have a proposed greater SPR, which is becoming very popular these days because this is a pretty ambitious project. This is a 130-meter wide road, which connects Ghata to Manesar. So as you understand, you're sitting right in the center. You have all possible approaches to your disposal. And secondary, as Sudhanshu also said, the basic social infrastructure, for example, 63 abetting the sector is sector 64, which is a dedicated institutional sector.
Okay.
So what I mean by that is there's already heritage there, there's Sri Ram Millennium there. But in the going forth future, all this major social infrastructures are being built in this sector. So you're just about road across. So the location is fantastic, right? The social infrastructure is very approachable. And your connectivity to all the job centers is a matter of minutes here and there. So I think that's what makes Sector 63 so unique. So if you've got all the money, I'd like you to take you to Sector 63 right away.
So what do you have to say now, Sudhanshu? Because as far as the discussion has gone, अभी जो थोड़ा सा over brief मिला है मुझे, so I think Sector 63 looks more promising. Is there something more to Sector 59 जो आप miss out कर गए बोलना?
I think Sector 59 में you have commercial activities. So you have companies like Google which are coming up. A lot of SEZ is already there. So people who can work. So a plug and play kind of situation is in Sector 59 where people can work, their residence is close by, they don't waste time commuting. So that adds as a big advantage. Their kids' schools are nearby. So these are few things which every buyer is looking while they are looking in buying any property in Gurgaon.
And what about the key developers?
So key developers, if you look at, is Heinz, you have Mahindra, you have Max, you have Silverglades. These are all prominent key developers who have shaped the skyline of Gurgaon over a period of time. And I think they form a team of luxury developers in this sector, and no other sector in entire Gurgaon offers these kind of or this magnitude development you can see.
When we talk about developers, so here I can hear some key developers' names. So what has Sector 63 to offer?
So before we go to the names, I think there's one very important thing to point out here is that Sector 63 is a predominant residential sector.
Okay.
Now, what I mean by that is, though it is closer to all the job centers, but the maximum development happening in the sector is purely residential. Now, what happens is, let's give me an example. So Sector 63 has developers like Birla, has developers like Adani, has developers like DLF. And they are doing some very large scale developments. So for example, DLF is doing about 25 acres of arbor, followed by a senior citizen development that they're coming up with. Adani has about 150 odd acres of single patch development. Birla has about 25 acres of development. So what happens is when a sector is predefined, where large developers have larger chunks, so the development is more synced.
Right.
I understand commercial has a lot of value, but it is always good to be very close to a workspace. But personally, for us telling you, I think if a sector is predominantly residential, I don't mind driving 5 minutes to a work. So I can always go to the Sector 59. If I have office there, it's going to take me about 10 minutes.
Right.
But I don't want to be living right next to commercial buildings.
Sudhanshu, do you have something to beat this?
The scenic view of the Aravallis from this sector, it is very close by. That is another point. A lot of people highlight you have Aravalli facing apartments. So I think Sector 59 is right above there.
So सेक्टर 59 की प्लेसमेंट ऐसी है कि गोल्फ कोर्स एक्सटेंशन रोड शुरू हुआ तो 59 आ गया. 63 की प्लेसमेंट ऐसी है कि वो सेंटर में बैठा है, दोनों तरफ का एक्सेस एंजॉय.
Absolutely.
Developers दोनों at par, we can say.
Yeah, almost.
At par we can say.
Yeah.
Now comes the main point, the money point. So क्या है property prices and how do you see the trends in next 5 to 10 years?
So if you look at Sector 59, the average price point is anything where 23 to 30,000 rupees for a developed, ready to move in apartment and the under construction. Whereas I think this is a right mix where if you want a ready to move in apartment, you have less money, you want to take a loan, probably move in after 2 years time, then also you have a lot of options.
So, when it comes to the pricing of Sector 63, there are two categories. You have a low-rise category here, which is typically still plus 4 stories. And there's a high-rise category, right? So, a low-rise category typically would start between 3.5 crores and goes up to about 10 crores.
Okay.
Whereas, when you talk about the high-rise complexes, so the high-rise complexes is currently, there's no high-rise which is ready. I'm omitting projects like Dhoot, which is a very old development. So when you talk about new developments, there's DLF for that matter, Arbor, there's Tark, which is a fantastic project which is coming in. So these properties today are between about 24,000 rupees per square feet till about 30 to 33,000 rupees per square feet. So that's the generic price range is all we can talk about. But again, I would like to re-emphasize that since most of the development is new, so of course the luxury here is probably a few notches higher than most of the sectors which are already developed or to a great extent which have projects which are older. So that's one key point about Sector 63. Everything would be new, everything would be swanky, and let's not forget that DLF, the presence of DLF in a sector makes a lot of difference.
So I would just add one more point to this. So in DLF and TARC, you have all large size 4-bedroom and 3-bedroom large sizes. Whereas in Sector 59, if you look at, you have a great mix of 2,000 square feet and goes up till 5,000 square feet of size. Whereas in Sector 63, you either have in high rise, you have 2,900, 3,000 square feet, 3-bedroom, and the ticket size in that segment goes as high as 6 crores to 10 crores. Whereas in Sector 59, you will have budgets from 4.5 and moving till 10 crores. So that is the biggest advantage that you have.
To what you say.
Well,
And then in Sector 59, we see that, there is a mix that if someone if they are ready to move in as well, or in high rises as well. So, वो point थोड़ा सा 63 lack करता है.
Dekho, I'll not say it is a lacking in the sector. So basically, they both are catering to different set of buyers. So yes, if you're a ready to move in buyer and you're looking at a size which is about 2,000 to 3,000 square feet, I think 59 is the best case.
We also have 4,800, 5,000 square feet.
Yeah, I appreciate
neither
that.
of the sectors offer.
Right. But yes, from a new buyer prospect who has the luxury of time, who can wait for about 3-4 years, I think you won't have better options than these.
So, but
to choose
that
from.
option, Sector 59
We
also
do
offers.
have that.
So,
And it caters to buyers from 4 crores and up till 10 crores.
so there the price point starts from 6 and 8.
6.
Yeah. So I think the bar
Okay.
for a high rise in sector 63 is a little higher.
Okay.
So
yeah.
probably you will have to be
So
prepared
they're the
to.
bigger ticket size.
They are bigger
Bigger
ticket
ticket
sizes.
size,
So
yeah.
Just how are you seeing this market evolving in next 5 to 10 years?
Okay, so I will just add one more thing. In Sector 59, post-COVID, if you see the whole of Gurgaon real estate market, I think the shift or the people started putting money in Gurgaon real estate is with Hines. So that was the first project where people started making money in real estate, and the whole perspective of Extension Road changed with that particular project, which is in Sector 59.
Do you agree
And
with
similarly,
Well,
at the
let him
same-
complete first.
And at the same time, you had Mahindra as well. So these two projects actually shape the real estate investment in Gurgaon on Extension Road post-COVID.
I agree with him that since, as I said, 59 was a starter in terms of developments here. So 2019 is when Elevate Hines happened. So it was they had the first mover advantage. But at the same time, see, you'll have to focus on some very basic facts. One is that at times having a lot of commercial activity surrounding you is good, can bring in some kind of inconvenience in terms of traffic.
Yeah.
In terms of most of the times you might find cars being parked on the road, right? And again, going back to one of the key points that I made in the start was that when a sector is to a great extent a residential sector, and that too where the quantum of low-rise development is high, it reduces the density. So you have lesser number of people within a given area.
Right.
The high rises here, what he said was that the sizes on the higher side. This again translates that probably you'll have equal amount of square footage built, but with lesser number of units. So someone looking at a low density development, someone looking at more open spaces around you, someone knowing that you're 5 minutes away from maybe your office, but you don't want to be right next doors, I think 63 is the place to be. Choose the right product. Sectors are good. But yes, 63,
That's
59,
where we
I
come
think.
in, wherein
Absolutely.
they ask to people who are yeah.
Saurabh just said people will have a distinct thing about this being a totally residential sector. I think if you look across the globe, where you have good commercial activities, whether you talk about cities like Singapore, Hong Kong, London, everywhere, or New York, everywhere where it has thrived because of the commercial activities, and this sector offers you a mix of both. I think the appreciation point of view, real estate is all about appreciation and the quality of living. So you're getting quality of living with a great ROI on your investment. I think we are a clear winner in that case.
Well, I was trying to go Azin, my friend, right? I was trying to be as diplomatic as possible, but when,
now I
when it
guess
comes to
that
it,
is-
so as I said, being 2 minutes away from your office or being 5 minutes away from your office doesn't actually make any difference, right? He rightly said that if you look at the developments in Dubai, if you look at the development in the West, there's amalgamation of commercial and residential properties. But then you'll have to understand the way the infrastructure is planned there and the way the infrastructure is planned in India. You cannot compare these two micro markets.
So we are trying to be there.
I heard you when you were talking, right? So what I'm trying to say is we will eventually go down there, but it is probably 5 years, probably 10 years, probably 15 years down the road. When you are a buyer in the present, you should buy with what you have at hand, right? I cannot buy in thinking of the infrastructure 15 years down the road, right? DLF Arbor will always be the front runner. It has already touched about a good unit at Arbor could be somewhere in the range of 32, 33,000 rupees per square feet.
Okay.
And mind you, still under construction. So 2 years down the road or maybe 2.5 years down the road when this is ready, I am very bullish that probably Arbor would define the rates of the golf course road extension.
Okay.
So it could be anywhere in the range of 50, 55,000, right? So that is one. So you are in a sector where probably the most valued property is in there in that sector. So this surely will push the rates of all the products in the surrounding. Secondly, what happens is if you look at the infrastructure surrounding 63, so as I said in the start, you're not lopsided, you're not towards one side of the city or one side of the micro market. You are sitting right in the center. So whatever positive happens anywhere,
It will
you
happen.
draw the advantage of that.
Yeah, that's true, and that's the reason when we talk about sectors or micro markets and locality face off, we try to choose those sectors
Absolutely.
which are close by and how a person sitting at home watching you guys, listening to you,
Uh-huh.
who have strong command on those sectors, can help them decide where they can
Right.
invest. Thank you
Absolutely.
so much, Saurabh. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for
So 59 or 63, there is no winner or loser, that you have to decide where you want to invest.